Alright, so guys, this is episode 6 of Bum to Billionaire, here with YuuKanda. So this is his third session of coaching. It's been about a week, so we'll see exactly how things have gone for him. We're going to go over the final steps, kind of tying everything together, and just kind of send him off in a good direction. So, YuuKanda, how are you today, man?
I'm good. And yourself?
Doing exceptional. Yeah. Nobody says that. But anyway, doing very well. So, yeah, let's see. So you said something right when we started here, which was some of the money that you made has left you, I believe. Tell me about that.
Yeah. I went a little crazy on getting my offhand weapon to try. I might have spent about 100 to 140 million.
Okay. All right. So you had some money, and now did you get it to try?
Yes.
Well, that's good. But that's the main point. That's good. And we got to start saying no to the good so we can say yes to the best. That's very important. Remember your goals. Your goal is try boss gear. Now, the thing with try boss gear is that they show up on the market and they're not always accessible. So we want to make sure that you always have that stockpile of 500 million silver, so when they hit the market, you can be ready. Imagine if 2-3 weeks go by and a trihabitate hits the market, it's 280 million or something, and you see it there, and it doesn't go to pre-order, and you won't have an opportunity to bid because you might be 100 million short. You'll be staring at your try offhand just thinking, there was my chance. The thing with enchanting is that you can always go ahead and do that, and I encourage you to, that's fine. But you want to first get to the threshold where you have enough money in your bank so that you can buy the current item that you are aiming to get. And only after that point, then start working on enchanting. So let's see here. How is your market over here? Has any of the try gear hit it all in the last week or so?
I saw a pair of tri-dex gloves.
You did?
For 440 some odd mil.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely within the price range that we're trying to hit. So good stuff. You gotta have those goals. You gotta stick to them. Think of the president of the Ford Automobile Company. Do you think for a second that if somebody interviewed him and said, "How did you get to be the president of this company?" Do you think he would just say, "Well, I just kept showing up for work and they promoted me"? Absolutely not. See, that's absurd. That's crazy. Holy crap. We have a Lunamex with the sub. I forgot that we still had that enabled. Lunamex, thanks for going Blade Style, and thanks for the subscription there. So that's absurd. That's crazy. They've got to have those specific goals, and they work towards it every day. And if you want to achieve something of greatness, you got to have the same kind of self-restraint. So remember, you can play. All right, hang on. I'm just gonna. Thanks for the follows and the subs. That whole thing. We're just gonna scratch that. Either way, I've got your updated node system. But what do you think about that? Do you think I'm off base, or do you agree? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
No, I completely agree with you. I just, went a little crazy.
I understand. We've all done that. That's fine. Alright, so here's your new nodes. How many contribution points do you have right now left over?
Free one because I have a farm.
Okay, yeah, I remember we talked about a lot of things. So we still got your Sawzins thing up there. I think it's been about 5 days since session 2 with you. We talked about Sawzins being your main source of active income. How has that been going? How many hours do you think you've spent in the last 5 days?
You're not gonna like the answer because it's barely any.
Okay. That's alright, man. I mean, I understand you have a life and you've got to fit all this in. So no worries. I'm just trying to check and see how things are going. So we got all this. You got 1 contribution point. Your nodes look pretty good. What else we got? So this is the main area here. Got that out of Calpheon, which is fine. If you free up 1 contribution point later, which I imagine you will, if you go ahead and get that Keplin coal mine quarry, that's a pretty solid 2 contribution node right down there. Get free lodging right there, and coal powders of crevice, especially since you already have the horse gear, so that one day after Jumanji is done, you can probably start making some horseshoes. So that would be a good one to get at your next contribution point. You've got a bunch of stuff for beer, because that's how you're getting your contribution. You've got the honey node going, you've got Lynch Farm Ruins, and you've got additional things for cooking down there. How many cooking nodes do you have? Is it 3?
Hold on. Yeah, 2 wheat nodes.
2 wheat nodes. I'm seeing 1 south of Heidel and 2 south of Velia.
The one south of Bellia is potatoes as an alternate source for wheat.
Okay, so you got a total of 3 nodes for cooking. And how has your contribution gone up in the last week or so?
I'm sitting at 175.
Alright, so you went up about 5-6 points, which is pretty good in a week. That's not bad. Yeah, keep on the afterburn there on cooking, so you can try to get your contribution over 200. Method, thank you for the sub. Thanks for going Blade style, man. Definitely appreciate it. Alright, so I like your node empire. I think you're in pretty good shape with that. Just stick to it as you build more contribution. Let me give you some goals here on your next nodes that you can get. Definitely the Kepler one. You'll want to write that down. Also, I think we talked about this, but it doesn't look like you quite had enough contribution, or maybe you went for the farm. But you're going to want to go, you know, the 2 I'm talking about, or thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the Bear Riverhead and Fionel's Cabin. So those will be some of the additional ones. You're also going to want to go with the Bloody Tree Knot and Fir node outside of Trent. Later on, that's, you know, closer to 200 contribution. That's going to give you fir timber. For whatever reason, right now, you guys have some crazy Bloody Tree Knot prices. So, actually there... Oh, yeah, this one's a lot lower. So, you got 8K there. On Eden, they're a lot lower than that. On Uno, they're pretty high. And so I think the new server is going to have higher prices. You'll probably want to start getting your hands on it, most likely. Black's Knight, good to see you. Alright. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, consider that as one of your future nodes, your next 20 contribution. What else?
Alright.
What else? And there's actually one more that I would say get sooner than anything. It is... Alright, so you have your zinc node over there in Medaya. And right before that, I forget if we talked about this or not, it's the Obscuring Golem Fragments. Do you know that one that I'm talking about?
I've seen you mention it, I just don't have it discovered yet.
Yeah, if you got to go over, you talk to the node manager. It's 35 energy, and it's pretty good. It's a lot of money. It's very nice passive income. So, all right. So those are the things I would shoot for with short-term goals on your node empire. Let's talk about server merges. Server merges. Obviously, the news just dropped on us since session 2. How much do you know about it? What have you done? And how are you feeling with the whole merge? Are you feeling comfortable about it? Are you ready to take advantage?
Yeah, just a little apprehensive about the whole flood of the market and how well that's going to affect profits.
That will definitely be pretty significant. But I'm mostly curious with, have you been on all 3 servers 3 times a day getting Black Spirit Adventures?
I have not, because of my guild. We've been doing a lot of things.
Your guild has been doing a lot of things.
Mostly practice for PvP and so on and so forth.
Okay. So go ahead and log out right now of Orwen. Do you have characters on both of those servers or not yet?
Yes, sir.
You do. Alright. So let's go over to Uno right now. So click on Uno, Velia, U1's good enough. I brought his...
Apparently they're asking you to turn mute.
Yeah, I was just about to say I brought his volume up. I think we're good levels now. We're okay. That should be good. Okay, so did you make it over to Uno?
Yes.
Alright, hit escape, go to Black Spirit Adventures, right click that dice. Or die. Alright. Tell me when you got it, then just hit escape right after. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just right-click the die, hit escape, and you're done.
Alright.
Alright. Go back to the character selection. We're going to Eden.
Server hopping 101.
Pretty much. It's one thing for me to tell you what is important and say, do it. It's another thing to do it with you so you realize why it needs to be done. So, that was 60 seconds, or 55 seconds, really, to go to Uno and collect it. Now we're getting into Eden right now. We're about 45 seconds in or something. The bottom line is, this can be done in less than 60 seconds. It should be done 3 times a day. So if you watch the stream, it'll be a little delay for you, but I'm right-clicking the die, and then I hit escape. I don't watch the whole thing, and then the whole process is done. I don't check the mail, because all the mails are going to be combined. I right-click it, I hit escape, I switch to the next one. That was 2 minutes, and that was 3 Black Spirit adventures in 2 minutes. Going over to Uno and Orwen today, when I was just doing my shopping here on stream, I ended up finding I had probably an additional 40 or 50 million in silver, just in items that were like the golden backpacks, the fish, and the daggers. So again, 60 seconds, 5 million if you get that, and it's beyond well worth it. You pretty much can't afford to go another day without 3 days of collecting it. And you can, I mean, tell me right now if I'm wrong, but does your crafting guild prevent you from getting that amount of time to do that?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but also need you to kind of reiterate the answers there and just kind of be like, alright, I can do it, which I know you can. So that's a lot of profit. All of your mails will one day be combined. So just throw them in your mail. You don't have to collect it. You can just keep all those things, and I'm telling you, it's going to make a major difference. If you spent those 2 minutes over the last 5 days, you could have another 15 rewards waiting for you. And that would have been about 30 minutes over 5 days. So write that down on your ongoing or semi-active income. That's part of semi-active income. Okay, so speaking of semi-active income, let's talk about crafting. How's that been going?
Pretty good. Been selling the living crap out of Gruntle helmets.
Good. Okay, that is really good. Let me look at this. Yeah, I'm glad, because you weren't making a ton of things before we started, but it's pretty important that you're making that and making profit now. I can see it in Altanova, so that's good. I'm concerned about grade 3 armor stones. Are those being made yet?
I've made 2 grade 3, well, 2 of the ultimate ones for weapon and armor.
Okay.
It's just a matter of getting blood and everything by hand.
Okay, so you're...
Which is a...
Yeah. Remember what we talked about, though? Go ahead.
It'll be quicker to just buy the materials. It's just I'd like to get as much profit as possible.
I know. That's actually, it's a common trap. People keep on falling into it over and over again. And you're not wrong for wanting to maximize your profit. However, the thing is you're actually losing profit. Because basically, remember what we talked about, when you have your workshops, you want to have 100% uptime as long as you're not well overstocked and you can't sell these. And with those items stack. So you can literally continuously have 100% uptime of making it. Now what that means is you want to go ahead and go to the market, you should buy enough to maybe make 10 of those items, and then as long as your workshop is working, then you can go off and get the items yourself and then make additional profit. But the big thing is, you could probably make, I don't know exactly how much, but around the ballpark of 100K per hour every time that's working. That's over 2 million a day per workshop. And now we've had 5 days of workshops not running. So that's 10 million silver you don't have because you want to optimize, which is good. It's good to optimize, but you can optimize after you get that 10 million a day. So try to keep the 100% uptime on those workshops.
Okay.
We talked pretty specifically about ultimate armor and weapon stones, which are used for enhancing gear up to the gold grade. And immediately after that video hit YouTube, I don't think it's because of this video, but immediately after, the prices started to drop and the market started to flood. On Eden and Uno, those became very volatile and dangerous markets. Uno is probably going to have a pretty big backlash because a lot of people are making them and not that many items sell. Orwen, though, you're kind of lucky, and I was looking at your market earlier. Right now we still have none. We still have none on the market. This blows me away because I went over the entire thing on stream even before, how if I had a value pack, I could spend 30 seconds and make another million silver. Were you there when I talked about that?
I believe so.
Yeah, so for those at home, if you weren't quite there, I'm talking about melting down a bin show, getting two hard shards here for they're 1.3 million each. With the cost of platinum shards, it would basically cost me about 900k to get one of these. I could then have just bought the grade 3 armor kits off of the market and then just sold one of these ultimate grade things. As long as I had a value pack, I'd probably get about 400 to 500k profit. In about 20 seconds it would take me to actually make these things. So less than a minute, that's a million silver. Since then, all of the grade 3 armor reform stones have been bought out. So you don't want to sell your grade 3 armor reform stones. You want to start stockpiling them into groups of 10, and basically once every 6-7 hours you'll be able to do this again. So you'll probably get 1 or 2 of them out a day, where you want to acquire those hard black crystal shards, which by the looks of your bank and what you told me, the ones we got from the last session you put into your try-off hand. So it's good that you have it. You'll just kind of stay around that gear level until you get this savings. It'll only take a couple weeks. And then everything else you get can be in enchanting your gear, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. But try to get that nest egg. So obviously buy the bin shows to meltdown if they're a decent price, around 2 million, and they're going to continue to drop as we get these events. So save your grade 3 armor stones, get them into stacks of 10, and then start selling those. Orwen is one of the only untapped markets for that particular item. So, how long do you think until you can start getting that crafted?
Give me a few hours.
Sounds good to me. But yeah, put that down as one of your goals for today. Alright. Other questions on a little bit kind of like passive income or semi-active income. Your beg scrolls, have you been on top of that?
Yes, I currently have 6 in my inventory right now.
Yes! Good job, man. I'm really proud of you. Nice job. That's exciting. And it's easy not to do. That's the thing. It's like, you know, people that try to get healthy and the doctors are like, well, just eat an apple a day. Well, eating an apple a day is easy to do. Well, what's the problem? It's easy not to do, you know? So with this, with the scrolls, it's a very easy thing not to do. But good job making that effort. And I'm sure that you can get your groups of 5 or 7 and run that. So try to make sure you don't miss a single day, because it's very little effort for way too much profit, or a huge amount of profit in comparison to other things that you're going to be doing. So great job. And we got your Jumanji 9 times a day. I have your commitment, right? 2 minutes, 3 times a day. You can get all 3.
Yes.
All right, that's going to be pretty big too. And we got your nodes, and we got your short-term node goal, and I like that. Cool. All right, I want to tell you a little mini story here because I like weaving these stories into these coaching sessions. There was a study done many years ago on millionaires in America, and it was found that less than 1% of the 1 million millionaires that we had some year, I can't remember how long this was, it was a while, less than 1% of the millionaires in America made their fortune from entertainment in terms of music, Hollywood, or sports combined. Less than 1%. The vast majority, not even the average, but almost all of the American millionaires had been working at 1 or 2 jobs throughout their life. They had been working about 25 years. They put in probably about 50-hour work weeks, so not even crazy 70, 80-hour work weeks. Like 95% of them were married to their, I don't know, high school or college sweetheart and just had their one spouse. And basically, it shows that these millionaires became so successful, so profitable, with the consistent effort on doing not necessarily ordinary things, but nothing like outlandish, no exotic answers to success. They would just apply these consistent fundamentals over the course of this time span, and that was really how millionaires were being made. So I want you to feel really encouraged with everything that we've done so far. You've got a pretty good passive node empire. We've got goals for how to get more contribution with your cooking and your dailies as well. We've got semi-active income with crafting. You know now to keep 100% uptime, and then you can go and spend your active time and go out and get additional things to increase your profit, but you want to keep the 100% uptime on profit you're already going to be getting. Because as I explained, you know, it would have been 10 million since just the last time we talked, so no reason not to get that. And on top of that, you have Sawzins, which is a very good source of active income. There's a lot of people that just hate Sawzins. I'm glad that you don't hate it. So I'm going to let you determine this amount, but I think by the end of this session, we should pick an amount that you grind Sawzins a week. Because if that is your desired grind area, it's very easy when the time comes, you know, to just get distracted farming or questing or something, and your day just kind of gets away from you. But let's try to pick an amount per week that you're grinding for active income so that you can hit that goal and then start making major incremental jumps towards your goals. So what would you think?
Let's say 2 to 3 hours a day. So 14 to 21 hours-ish a week.
14 to 21 hours. That's interesting, actually. So that was almost the exact same time that Baron gave me, the last person in Bum the Billionaire. And yeah, he could commit to about 20 hours of grinding a week. And at the end of him and me talking, I think we set up a plan for about 5 weeks he could hit 1 billion. For you, though, we're obviously going for 500 million. And if you're already making, let's see, you said you were making about 5 million an hour at Sawzins. Just talk for a little bit. I want to know kind of more about your group scenario in Sawzins. We hit this a little bit in session 1, but this is probably one of the biggest roadblocks to getting profit at Sawzins, is getting groups. So one of the things with goals is we have to basically figure out the obstacles. You know, we know where you are now. We know where you want to be. That's really important. We have to know what's in the middle stopping you from getting where you want to be. And one of those things, one of those obstacles is group composition, forming those groups. So you're in a guild right now, which is Capital. Okay, cool. Shout out to Capital on Orwen. So how do you find groups, and how does that work? Can you do it any time of the day? I'll stop talking so you can actually get a word in there.
Pretty much, if you're in the TeamSpeak, you can ask in guild chat if anyone's up for a grind group. If not, you'll mostly be doing it solo.
Okay, and
but
so
9 times out of 10, you'll have a few people.
And solo is good, but as we know, it's not quite the best. So duo is going to be your best. Now, when it comes down to duo versus 3 people, are you able? Have you like had a chance where you're like, no, we can't take our third person because we're grinding silver? Or is that outside your comfort zone? You would rather just get less silver per hour and know that, and include a friend?
Honestly, I would rather lose silver per hour and have a guildie grinding with me.
Sure, that increases the strength of your guild, so that's fine. I'm definitely not going to sit here and tell you not to include your friends. Just know mentally that you are going to be getting less silver, so if you ever need to like kick this into Afterburner and really hit this certain level for if something's on the market or something you're trying to get to it, duo is going to be the way to go. So, alright, so 20 hours a week. Okay. Good stuff. Let's see. 20 hours a week. So we're still around the 100 million there. But with your passive income, it's definitely going to increase. 20 million. How much do you play outside of this, we'll say 20 hours of Sawzins a week? You said you could play anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm still going to let you choose this amount because you can reach your goals at your pace. But why 20 hours a week? Why not more?
I personally cannot go any more than 1 to 2 hours of grinding by myself. Now, if I have a group of friends, I can go 5 to 6 hours at a time.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. All right, so 20 hours a week. Definitely make sure you hit that though, because as you said, I wouldn't like the answer on how much you've grinded. It's okay. I'm not here to judge you, so don't worry. We just want to get you a plan so that you can look at it, you can have it in front of you, and you can kind of gravitate towards that. So I think we've covered most things that I would really want to go over with you. What other ways can you think of that can help you before we wrap all this up?
Honestly, you've covered pretty much everything.
Okay. Let me just glance over stuff again. Definitely want to get you your time's worth and also make sure I don't miss anything. Any decent way for you to make money. It's a careful balance between like kind of going full speed towards your goals and also remembering it's a game and not wanting to make it unpleasant. For me, I just never even once think it's a game and just go full speed towards the goals. So if I were in your shoes, just as perspective, what I would probably be doing is I would go and I would buy all of those things off of the market to get your 24/7 activation of the grade 3 armor kits. And then I would probably just start grinding Sazens. I, in your shoes, would probably try for about 8 hours a day. That's me. I don't mind grinding. I enjoy it. And then what I would be able to do there is once I hit that 500 million, if I was you, hit that 500 million, then slow up tremendously, because then you've got all of that silver in your banks that okay, if this opportunity that I'm looking for hits it, that's great, I'm prepared. Right now, you're basically like, holy crap, if this hits before I'm ready, I'm not going to have a chance. So try to build a sense of urgency for yourself. It's kind of important. All right, so what do you have for your notes so far on all of this? You don't have to read them to me, but just kind of like ballpark. What are the main things that you pulled out of this?
The Kepler Coal Node, 20 plus hours of grinding, ultimate form stones, and 100% uptime on workshops.
Yeah, you're going to be amazed how much that helps you. Just with the sheer amount that I've played, it has, just the uptime on my workshops and the nodes has been so profitable. So much so that even last night when I was considering my AFK activity, I was thinking, all right, well, let me just go to another server and I'll spend 5 hours over there and then I'll go ahead and get those rewards, or the seals. But I decided against it because I have so many things being made and so many nodes. I'm like, if I'm asleep for 6-7 hours or something, that is a huge amount of nodes that just won't be working. I thought that I would lose more in passive income by not being on my main server than I would get from one of the event boxes. So I decided not to get those additional event things. So yeah, you'll be amazed by the 100% uptime, how good that is. Ignite, thank you for the sub, dude. Thanks for going Blade Style. Definitely appreciated. Oh man, and thanks chat for taking care of him as well. So good stuff. All right, what about other notes from the last 2 sessions?
Let's see here. Mainly reiterating on the 4-stage plan, grade 3 weapon reforms, armors, then shows to melt, and cooking honey, savage, trace of savagery, demi-human.
Yep, you got those guys. Have you been looking at demi-humans at all? Grabbing them up?
I do every now and again.
Okay. I hate to suggest this because I'm gonna, you're now an additional person directly competing with me, but that's literally my entire stream and YouTube channel. So as you go to other servers, this is one of the new things that kind of, since the merge, we just have all this info. As you go to the other servers, just type in Demi, look for the price. If it's under 30k, just pick it up with whatever silver you have over there. As for other merger things you should be doing, so we got definitely the loyalty, so you're going to get that automatically. Definitely the 3 Black Spirit adventures. Let me I've got a nice list of 17 tips. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't think it's necessarily worth it for you to get a level 55 on all of the servers unless you can do it in about 8 hours. Because you will get some decent gold, that's true, but probably less than thousands. And you get combat XP scrolls. For me, as a long-term grinder, I'm going for those scrolls. The XP gems are really nice. They're not valuable in the sense of you can't sell it on the market, but that's just good for combat XP. So if that's important. Have you seen the guide yet that I made on that, or no?
I don't believe so.
No?
But
Okay.
I can go and watch it.
Yeah, that's probably one that I definitely won't be able to cover with a coaching session. So that's basically 10 ways to prepare for the server merge. I hit the #1 way with you, which was the Black Spirit Adventures, but the rest of it will just kind of get you thinking. Let's see. Yeah, there's
Oh, hey, look, Straka spawn.
nice. Feel free to head to it. You're welcome to. We can talk as we do this. Or if you want to take me down there, why don't we kill Zarka as we go? That sounds good. Invite. I think I have gear on this server. I can't remember. 100 AP. Alright, perfect. It's the Zarka ult. Okay. Alright, so as we go to Zarka, you can probably run and talk, right?
I've got my control key set to my push to talk. So
Oh, yeah, this is going to be great. That's funny. Well, I had a specific question for you that will require kind of an in-depth conversation. I don't know if we can do it while autopathing. But that's fine. Let's see if there are any... You're grabbing potions. That's always a good idea.
yeah.
Let's see what stream's up to here. My music playlist. James, hey. This is royalty-free music I found on YouTube. It was pretty simple and easy. Alright, so I'll just kind of add some, I guess, background to what I was going to ask. Basically, when people are trying to achieve something, they need to have enough reasons to do it. So, if you go to the workplace and you talk to some of your like least inspired colleagues, and you know, you're like, hey, what gets you up in the morning? You know, what gets you excited? And you know the people that I'm talking about in the work that just are ready for the day to be over as soon as they get there. These are the kinds of people that basically say, you know, if I could just scrape up enough money to pay these lousy bills, those things. Unfortunately, vague concepts of goals like that does not get you excited. It does not start pumping out those endorphins that will start to get generated whenever you, you know, really get into a sense of positivity and strive for these goals. So, I would like you to create kind of a vivid picture for yourself. It doesn't have to be during this coaching. We're not going to put you on the spot. But if you create a vivid picture for yourself on why you want what you want, it's going to help you get all of that stuff. Because it's one thing to just know, alright, I have all these mechanical things I got to do. Like, let me do nodes, let me do crafting, I got to grind for 5 hours. And at the end of the day, you got to know that you're either going closer to or further from your major objective in BDO. So I know you can't really talk right now, or I would already have started asking you stuff. But I find that's pretty important. It's a pretty important step in setting goals. You've got to basically sell yourself on why you want the things that you want. Because it's not enough to have kind of a vague concept of, yeah, more is better. That's good. It won't be enough. So, at the risk of crashing our horses right now, what other games have you played that you really, truly loved as like a PvP game?
PlanetSide 1.
Okay, PlanetSide 1. I don't know enough about that game, so I'll have to rely on you to tell me a little bit more about it. But so, see that he answered immediately. So he's got an image already of what PvP means to him when it works really well. So let's see. Yeah, go ahead. And hopefully we don't crash too much. But what did you really like about it?
I liked it due to being able to play the game with my father.
Okay, pretty cool. So you and your dad played it. That's good stuff. And as a PvP game, was it the kind of thing where you would die, respawn, you'd be right back in the battle, or was there a little bit more significance to the fights?
You would die and then respawn, but you would be helping by respawning immediately instead of respawning back at a base.
How good was your dad? Was he better than you, or?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So kind of think about like the power that your dad had in that game and the strength that he had and how cool it was for you. I mean, it's one of your favorite PvP gaming memories. You got to spend time with somebody you care about deeply, and he had power in that game. He had strength in that game. He was able to hold his weight and also just make it a really fun and good experience for you, and probably some of your friends as well. I'll let you do this after, but I'll get you started on like the first sentence or two. So pretty much when you're shooting for these goals, basically just write that you're going to try to accumulate power in this game so that you and your friends can have an amazing experience, and just cite like PlanetSide 2 playing with your dad, you know, and that you're going to kind of step into the role that your dad had, basically, where he was strong, he was your companion, you guys were out on the battlefield and you had some great times. Well, reaching these goals is going to help you do that. It's going to help you get that strength. Do I have any DP on this character? No. Let's put that on toast. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm going to die. And so that way, when it comes around to your next decision on, I've got all these shards right here, this could be pretty good, or will I save my money for that next, maybe try Muskins that might one day hit the market, you'll have a much better time saving. So I know I just literally gave you homework, but do you think you could, after this session, write one paragraph on the reasons why you want to get that tri-boss gear?
I could try.
You could try. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
Yes, I have.
Alright, man. Do or do not. I know it's pretty far-fetched and pretty, did I almost say res instantly? Yikes. Pretty strange stuff. But honestly, if you can kind of emotionalize these goals, we've already got the mechanics. That's fine. But honestly, it's no longer mechanics. It's now your mindset. It's your mindset's either going to get you there or it's not going to get you there. So think of your mindset as the set of the sail. Okay? So the set of the sail. Every day you log in, you play some Black Desert, you have a good time. Your mindset on your goals and what they mean to you and how important they are either going to take you in one direction or they're going to take you in another direction. And in as little as 5 minutes, I mean, if you don't think we can do it after the coaching session, we'll do it right now. You know? But if you can kind of emotionalize this and just kind of write down, you'll be stronger on the battlefield, you're going to have more fun, your companions are going to be able to rely on you, and you're going to have some great PvP memories like the times you had with your dad. If you write even stuff like that, that is going to, when you've got that choice in front of you, it's going to help you get in the right direction. So I got to ask you again.
Yes, I will.
Alright, there we go! He saw Star Wars, guys. He saw Star Wars. Cool. Glad to hear that, man. I think you're going to do just fine. And obviously, I'm accessible to you if, you know, you're in my channel, of course, and you got my Twitter. If you have any questions on things, I'm still there. You're not cut off at all.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have knowledge on this thing. How's our Zarka fight going?
I don't have knowledge on it either,
No?
honestly.
Oh, that's funny. Alright, I know that I'm doing probably most of the DPS here.
Well, I mean, you are an OP Ranger, so...
Yeah, exactly. We're good. Oh, man. But alright, so yeah, we'll finish out this Zarka fight, unless either of us can think of anything else. But for the most part, 3 pretty successful sessions. We've got good plans for you, and I'll definitely be there for you if you need anything else.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And Chad, if you guys have any other questions for him, you can definitely add those in. So ultimate stones, yeah. I think you already know this from the stream, but I'll just kind of add in that. So we already talked about not necessarily having a lot of long-term investing right now. Mostly just getting your goals, getting active income, getting semi-active income. It probably will be a pretty decent time to have long-term investments, but again, with these events, almost every time I have long-term investments, it's destroyed. So don't worry too much about it. What we do know is, at least until the end of this event, the accessory prices are going to be pretty low. And so, very short term, investments. Like if you look at the market and say I can buy a Bensho, I can make this ultimate stone, there's profit here, I would say, you know, do like one at a time, two at a time. Don't really get enough stockpiles to say, oh, I'll sell these over the next week, because very likely prices are going to keep going down unless some crazy investor comes in and changes things. So, which probably won't happen. Never know. So yeah, just take, don't worry too much about the long-term investments, basically. Zarka on Orwen, yeah. Oh man, it's kind of funny.
Do you know how upset people are going to be if you get a Zarka box off of this?
I've never gotten a Zarka except for the one I bought on the market. I've been to so many of these. That would, I mean, yeah, it's probably not even going to happen. That's funny. Crazy investor, who would that be? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, so good stuff. I think we covered a lot. We'll get this Zarka kill here. Can we even kill it? Oh man, I never go to these. We'll see. Since we got most things covered here, I'll throw notifications back on. So, there you go, guys. Well, let's just see what happens out of this Zarka. And you would have 2 Zarkas, oh god, on your road for an inventory lined with them. Yeah. Sure, I won't ever line my inventory with Zarkas. I doubt that highly. Hey, there's this. There we go. I do have health potions. That'll work. Oh man, I already need them. It's bad I don't really even want to kill this. When is the next drawing for Bum to Billionaire? The next person chosen. Holy crap. David HD. You're not the next person chosen, but hello. Thanks for the follow. It will be in December, so the date will be pending. We'll talk about it basically in several streams and on Twitter before that. Blade, you should do daily little YouTube videos for motivation. Personally could use that. It's not when I'm out grinding it's the problem, it's getting the motivation to go out there to begin with. Well, Fred, I can actually mention something about that. And Zyphoid, Kitte, thanks for the follow. Okay, so Fredgard just said something interesting. He said he just doesn't have the motivation to go out and grind. Well, that is kind of interesting. A lot of people say that they'll do something when they feel motivated to do it. They've got it backwards. You do the thing, you do the something, and then you'll be motivated to do it. Motivation literally follows the action. It follows the activity. And Lieutenant Blackburn, good to see you in the stream. Just doing some... It's the last session, kind of a wrap-up of coaching we've been doing. And Ratelli, thank you for the follow. So motivation follows the action. You do the something and then you're motivated to do it. Other people have it backwards. Now, this also creates energy. So, and that energy just kind of gets you going even further. So, trust me guys, it's never, I'll do something when I'm motivated to do it. Try it. Just push back the initial resistance on whatever task it is, get yourself involved in it, start doing it, and that's what creates your motivation. And PMGH, thank you as well. I don't think I'll be doing motivational videos though, or at least not a daily thing. Let's see.
He's orange peel, orange health.
Nice. I keep going over things in my head, just try and think what else I can tell you. What else could get you reaching your goals? But you feel comfortable, I feel pretty comfortable that we went over most things. We'll see. Who knows, maybe we'll get a Zarka box right now. Lad, I can't just create energy, stop breaking the laws of thermodynamics. Oh man. It's funny. Use F or A and D to gain mana. I'm not trying to gain mana. I don't care what's happening in this fight. Lose motivation to grind for money when I keep on failing those duo mark attempts, I imagine. Should probably do more than just left click though. Sarka die. Hey, not dead. Welcome to the stream. Well, for the sake of this episode, why don't we just assume that YuuKanda has got the Zarka. I don't know if this is going to take quite a while. But alright, so YuuKanda, you feel pretty secure and confident with everything we've gone over, right?
Yes, I do.
Alright, that's good to hear. We've got your Black Spirit adventures. Don't neglect those. Don't forget 100% uptime on anything that you can craft as long as your inventory is not too full. Your active income, 20 million, or not 20 million, 20 hours of Sawzins every week. And you don't have to do the paragraph thing because I don't want to create in you a sense of guilt if you don't do it, which a lot of times will happen when you're like, I should do this, and you don't, and you put it off. And then it's the law of diminishing intent. You know, you intend to when you're on the spot and when the emotions are high. Then you get to it and you're in your room and you're like, I could write a paragraph. Don't feel obligated to do it. Just know that it will actually help you get a little bit closer to your goals. But ultimately, man, I know you can do it. So, good luck and congratulations on coming so far.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you for providing this for me.
Absolutely, and I think the chat liked it too. Chat, I'm going to give you guys one chance here just to encourage him. So if you guys got your wealth emotes out there, if you guys are already a subscriber to Twitch, just flood the chat with wealth emotes for his prosperity, his success. And if you don't have them, I don't know, say something else encouraging. So, and I'll put that in the video. But good stuff, guys. Good stuff. And yeah, you probably get the Zarka, I imagine.
Yeah, do I get a diploma for graduating the Billionaire school?
Do you get a diploma? Oh man, if only I had one to give. Yeah, BowQuest University, right? I used to have a BowQuest University hat. I gave that to my employees. Is that funny? Because I hired a lot of them through gaming, and so they would always call me Blade in person. Oh man, I gave them a hat, but I unfortunately do not have a hat for you. So. Alright, man. This was fun. Thanks again.
That it was.